ATV review. Let's check it out right now. Sandy and Chris, they're at it. We talked all about the information on the share sale. We talked about that all. So if you guys want to check out like our talk about what like personal opinions about what I think about the information that was just released that is on the YouTube channel, go check out the link below and you will see the unedited raw version of our Twitch chat about a lot. I don't know. There's so much. All right, ATV review time and go.
Happy holidays and welcome to another episode of Around the Verse. I'm Sandy Gardner.
And I'm Chris Roberts, and happy holidays to all you guys too.
Yes.
Okay, he's nervous. Like, I don't know if this was pre-recorded or not, but I detected something there. This could be pre-recorded. This could be way before. I mean, he had to know that there was something in the works. So this could be in his brain the whole time. Like so now that I know this information of the $46 million of SIG that was sold, like now I'm kind of like looking for that. Should I stop? I should stop that. I should stop.
3.4 is coming to you very soon.
It will.
Very well, yeah, like very soon. So
yes.
It will be live in your hands, you know, almost any moment now. So and hopefully you guys will have fun with it. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff in it. I mean, it's not been that long since our last release. So we have the Central Business District in Lawville, which is
we love it. We loved it.
Monument to the Hurston dynasty, and is a completely different vibe and feel than the L19 living area that you can be in a hab, and the TISA spaceport, which is all sort of where the common workers are. This is this incredibly grandiose building with huge arch ceilings, and it's almost cathedral-like inside, and it's a testimony to the wealth of the Hurston family. And it has a new mission giver inside. So Constantine Hurston is in the main building, and he will.
Okay, this guy is the new mission giver. Oh my goodness! Like, he is so financially nerdy looking. He almost looks like a very different kind of nerdier Chris right there, like a blonde kind of Chris composite. I wonder if that was meant to happen or meant to be.
Give you missions
financial guy.
Family.
Very cool.
We also have another mission giver.
What do you think kind of missions that he will give out? I think that he will give out missions that are in regards to like trading. It would be cool if he did like mining missions, trade missions, those types of missions that required like larger ships. I think that would be awesome. Those that would require like a caterpillar, something of that nature. That would be kick-ass.
In Levski, down in
this is all. Yeah, this particular dude here, which is a drug dealer, very cool. Like, I'm gonna put these all on the channel. I want to go in the game. I want to experience it. I want to show you kind of the interactions when I get to it.
I'm called Wallace Klim, and we spent a bit of time getting the various missions to work, including the downed relay mission that we showed at Citizen Con.
Welcome to the stream, dude.
And in general, getting the mission givers and their missions to work properly.
Yes, same here, Rick. Same here, dude.
5/6/7. So that should all be going. Then we also have some new ships, which is very cool. The Hawk, which we had announced last year during the anniversary sale, is now actually in the game. You can fly it, so if you're bounty hunter, you'll probably be pretty excited about that.
Wait a second. Did he say that the Hall was in the game and I didn't even know this? When did this happen? Is he talking about the Hall is in the game? All variants, A, B, C, D? All the variants of the Hall? Is that for sure? What's going on here? Is that going on right now? Hawk. Oh, God. I thought he said Hall. Oh, my God. Thank you, Broke. The Broke. No, he said Hawk. He said I'm broke. I'm like, wait a second, the Hall? Where? I wanted to go find it right now.
Variants are now in, and that's very cool.
Rick, I'm trying, bro. There's so much info.
Original ships that when we launched the game, and it's named it's named as a nod to Freelancer the game, but also it's a trading ship, and so that's a large amount of what you can do and
exploring.
What's a trading ship? Wait a second. I'm going back to the. I gotta take a break. I gotta breathe here.
You have a decent amount of cargo, and the Freelancer Max allows you to have a larger amount of cargo than the base Freelancer does. The duration, the Freelancer.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. The variants of the Freelancer right now,
which will tie into sort of some of our new quantum drive and jump point mechanics, and then we've got the Miss, which is the sort of missile, sort of cruiser version that can have a whole bunch of missiles that can blast at you. So that's pretty cool. There's a couple of little things like 600i touring module that will be there.
Okay.
And I think
so gaming with Jim, I love the video. We've got this here, the touring, the 600i touring, and there's a great video, and I highly recommend this video. It's a gentleman named Gaming with Jim, right? And he talks about the ridiculousness of the spiral staircase in the 600i. And I wholeheartedly agree with him. We got it in our Discord, and dude, it is one of the funnier videos because he's an older dude like me. And I just absolutely, yeah, Crom knows it. I think it was Crom that you linked that video. Oh man, I loved it. Thank you for linking that. Highly recommend it, guys. Go check it out. It's a dude named Gaming with Jim, I think. And he talks about the spiral staircase. Really funny, really funny.
Touring module that will be there. And
Red
I
saw
think
it.
the Reliant core.
Yeah, Reliant.
Just the base ones had a little bit of moving around, and the cargo section works in it. So yeah, there's some cool stuff, and there'll be a little bit more stability and some more quality of life improvements with comms and
Good.
you know, the kind of Spectrum chat stuff, turrets. So anyway, hopefully you guys will like it and have some fun over the holidays.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. So go check that out.
For sure.
And we have some news regarding Squadron 42.
Okay.
Inquiring minds want
Okay.
to know.
Okay. So they're gonna release it here. See, I this is why I love ATV review, because some of you guys have seen this and some of you haven't. I never do. I always, when I do these ATV reviews, I make sure I don't want to know what's gonna happen because I want my reactions to be like pure, genuine, pure reactions. So I don't want anybody to tell me, don't tell me spoilers right now, but they're going to announce, we know this because I put it on the channel. The roadmap is out. If you're new to the channel or if you don't know what's going on, the roadmap for Squadron 42 is finally out. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank God we've been asking for it for at least 3 Citizen Cons now, or 2 of them. And they finally released it. Why they released it? Interesting. I think it's because of, you know, the new investors, and they're getting a little bit more like giddy up and go on the schedule, which is good, So they're going to mention Squadron 42 here, but are they going to say anything about the sale? I'm curious. Let's see.
About the roadmap.
Well, there you are. Yeah, no,
yes.
it's been quite a way in the making. I know that we said last year we would have a roadmap, but it's taken.
So what took you so long?
That's great.
Taken a lot. Well,
that's great. That's that dynamic I love. I love it when she does that. I love it when she ribs Chris. Keep ribbing Chris. This is the greatest thing in the world. Put him on that fence.
I mean, essentially, the team themselves did not feel comfortable sharing the roadmap earlier this year because they wanted to do enough work to validate.
So you could see that Chris is a date-oriented person. He's the guy who used to always put these dates out there, and the team would be like, oh, God's sake, Chris, please don't do it. Do you remember that, guys? Do you remember the days of like 2015, 2016, where Chris would put out these dates, right? And they'd be ultra early. And then the team would just be like, Chris, please stop, for God's sake. So they put a muzzle on Chris. So you can see that, like, with this reaction here, that he's a little frustrated that they've kind of put this muzzle on him, right? But at the same time, I think that was the correct course of action. Course of action. So the team wanted to wait on Squadron 42 roadmap to be released because really they probably didn't have a lot of it done. If you look at the roadmap now, there's not a lot of the chapters. There's 28 total chapters on the first episode, which is really kind of cool because that's a hell of a lot more than I thought. I didn't realize that. Maybe that was announced ahead of time, but I didn't realize that there were 28 chapters on just the first episode. There will be 3 episodes of Squadron 42. The first one is the one that they're working on. The roadmap shows out of those 28 chapters the progression, and they do each chapter 5 steps. Most of the chapters only have 1 to 2 of the phases complete. Some have 3, but the majority of the chapters only have the first of 5 completed tasks done, which, you know, if they're shooting for 2020, woo, they need to really kind of go hardcore. You know, they need to go hardcore on this. So let's see what he says. Sorry guys, I'm just kind of recapping for people.
All the remaining tasks, and not just at a high level. This is having the team themselves, so the various groups down the leads and the team members, to look at the tasks, break them down, give estimates on the task. So it's a lot of it was a lot of sort of bottom up working to end up with the roadmap we have now.
Hey, Dark, welcome to the stream, dude.
A fair amount of time. It became more complex because we also have Star Citizen to consider. So some of the tasks are the same.
Aha! That's a perfect face to freeze on there. I love that. So we're seeing that priorities are starting to formulate here. I think what we're seeing here and what I'm hearing is that more priority is starting to shift to the Squadron 42 side, which I think it should, which I really think it should. That Squadron 42 should be first. We don't know too much of what's going on with Squadron 42 other than the cutscenes and the cinematics that were being shown, right? From Foundry 42, I feel like it's all hush hush. And I'm just wondering like what the meat and potatoes of Squadron 42 is. The roadmap helps with that a little bit. So thank God for that. But I'm starting to see like this focus shift towards more of a primary Squadron 42 secondary PU.
Between Star Citizen and Squadron, some of the tasks
I think Sandy knows the face well.
Subsets, some of the tasks are supersets. So we had to get all that worked in our system because the roadmap is a full reflection of our internal Jira task tracking system.
So what are some of the, like with caveats, what are some of the outstanding things on the roadmap?
You know, I think I said in CitizenCon that, you know, in terms of Squadron, I mean, we've been working on this for quite a long time.
He looks very frustrated talking about Squadron 42. Are you guys getting that vibe? Are you guys getting the vibe that he's looking and feeling very frustrated? Like, I feel like he's like very, very frustrated. I wonder if he's having issues with Aaron. You know, like I just feel from him talking about this that he's kind of like got like a frustration with Squadron 42. I love the interaction with Sandy as well, Chrome.
Downhill slope now. It's one of we're publishing.
You're not getting that vibe?
You know,
yeah, he's exhausted. He's probably just exhausted. You're right, Chrome.
6-quarter schedule where by the end of 19 we'll have pretty much all our
yes, Broke, I do.
Done, and then in Q1 of 20 we're doing optimization and the alpha phase and
so true, dude.
And
so
hardening
true.
phase and the finishing the levels, the chapters, and Q2 would be the beta phase where it's mostly just bug testing and continued polishing.
So I should keep my time free next summer.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. So
okay, that's what I love. Like, that's off the cuff. Like, right? Even if they're writing it, Sandy just says shit off the cuff sometimes and catches Chris off guard. I love that. I love it. Love it. Love it.
So anyway, that's sort of our time horizon that we've.
I miss Aaron too. I miss Aaron too, bro.
It's you know, a lot of work, but on a caveat basis, it's similar to what we do on the PU. So,
hey, Dean, welcome to the stream, bro. So good to see you, man.
Have estimated there may be some unforeseen problems. I will say that the uncertainty, the R&D technology aspects are much less of an issue or risk now on Squadron because the biggest remaining one was really object container streaming, and we've got mostly that sorted on the PU Star Citizen side. We still have a little bit because some of the server side technology for object container streaming is needed for Squadron 42 because.
Interesting. Some of the server side, some of the server side OCS is needed for Squadron 42. Let's hear why.
Squadron 42 is basically a server and a client altogether. But once that's online, you know, we'll be able to stream this really high detailed world, keep the frame rates up, which is really important.
What about the crappy AI?
Oh, snap. As far as them needing OCS for the server and client on Squadron 42, I wasn't that was so good, right, Crum? I'm not quite sure exactly, and you know, this is my own interpretation here. I'm not quite sure exactly why they would need OCS client side on their side for Squadron 42. If somebody knows that in the chat, let me know, or somebody watching the YouTube video right now, comment down below if you understand that, because I'm kind of curious as why that's an issue right there. But ooh, snap, Sandy putting that snap on there with that was so good.
Ooh, don't beat around the bush on the AI there. But the AI is probably the biggest.
Yes, one of the biggest
remaining
hurdles, right?
Or risk. Part
That's good. I like when he talks like that. I like that's very frank and very candid. He's like, hey, it's still a risk, right? It's still a hurdle. It's still, you know what I think's also a very big hurdle right now, and I talk about this in another video, is the network bind culling, you know, when it comes to like the server meshing and having a large, huge amount of people in the same instance. So I see the AI as a huge hurdle, and I see the NBC, which is the network bind culling, as really huge hurdles coming up in the years coming up. AI, it looks like they're going to have to tackle first, because obviously Squadron 42.
Partly because we're going for a really high level of AI. We've been spending a lot of time building sort of the building blocks and base stuff, so people aren't really appreciating the potential of what the AI can do. So some of the AI you see,
it is out.
PU is,
it is.
You know, leaves a lot to be.
It looks like AI,
desired.
But it is out.
Some of the flight AI.
Nice way of putting it.
Some of the flight AI is sort of we've been developing that with the new IFCS, which isn't yet in the PU, but will be in the 3.5 release.
The new flight system. Looking forward to it.
One thing that would be a risk on the schedule, it would be us executing all the AI, mostly because at the moment we have, I think, about 4 AI programmers, and we need probably another 3 to 4 AI programmers to really.
That is very frank and very candid. I like 5 stars right there. 5 stars, dude. And I hope they find people, because it sounds like they're going to need some pretty talented coders for the AI. And you know, from what we saw, right? Like, if you guys are playing the game right now, I'm noticing the AI, kind of the NPC just kind of wander around. It's okay, but it could be done a lot better. They have particular models that they use. In a lot of circumstances, you'll see the same one walking around Loreville. At least within 10 to 15 seconds, you'll see the same NPC character. And that just has to do with more design than AI. But the way in which they walk still needs work. The way they go upstairs still needs work. Combat, also tons of work. So I'm seeing here that he's being honest and open about the fact that, hey, we do need work on AI. A lot more honest and open than they were at CitizenCon.
Feel like we've got it sort of covered. And
what about you? Can you AI program?
Well, it's been a long time since I've done that kind of programming. I've got a lot of other things that I've been working on.
So they'd be just as crappy as if you tried.
No.
Oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about. She's taking the gloves off. Sandy, it's great. It's great. I feel like this is the actual true interaction at the house. Like, Sandy reminds me of Christy. This is exactly what Christy does. And you guys who watch Christy on stream with me, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's lovable though. Like, it's cute. It's this like little thing, you know? It's like this intellectual boxing with mittens, with soft cottony mittens.
It'll be fine.
Okay. I nominate you just in case we can't find that extra programmer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have that.
That's sweet.
To do some programming. But anyway, if there's anyone on an AI front, we are looking for AI programmers or gameplay programmers that are interested in AI, and we're looking to repurpose some of our internal engineers into the AI side, because that's what we see as the big risk on Squadron.
That's plan B.
Right,
yeah, so that would essentially be the risk, and then the other risk would just be the amount of time it takes to sort of get all of the content in and polish it up.
Does that mean I need like a couple of Mega Titans or something to make this run smoothly?
Well, I don't. So I think relatively, our goal, and that's why we have a whole bunch of optimization tasks at the end. But our goal is to make the game itself run pretty buttery smooth. So the objective would be to try to have gameplay that is at least 30, but definitely closer to 60 frames a second. I mean, 60 is our goal. And I think we have a good shot at doing that, because in a single player game like Squadron, you don't have all the issues of multiplayer that we have in the PU. And as people have been seeing, we've been getting really nice frame rates in the PU, and that's with 50 other players, and the issues you have with networking and the processing that you have up on the server.
Yes, so I noticed that. I noticed that when I'm playing.
We will have the performance of the game in Squadron will be a really nice, smooth, fluid experience, and that is
right, Chrome.
I'm going to hold you to that. I will. I will hold you to that. It's so
There's
besides,
a few other people that will be doing that.
yeah,
too.
yeah. So going through the roadmap with a fine.
What's up, Kelly? Welcome to the stream,
sure
hon.
You've removed all the spoilers because the fans will find them.
You're missing Kelly. Now Kelly comes in here, and let me just tell you a little bit about Bella Hellion, who's Kelly, is a friend of mine. Kelly will come in here and tell us what she's up to, but she's not a Star Citizen fan. So everybody tell her right now, say, boo, Bella. Boo for not being a Star Citizen fan. No, I'm just teasing Kelly. Now, Kelly, what you would appreciate is the banter between Chris and Sandy that is happening right now. I'm telling you, you would probably you're going to miss this banter. The banter you have missed completely, Kelly.
Well, you know, some of them. I mean, it's always a delicate balance to share the stuff we're working on and then not share things that will
Rick.
give away the story. So, for instance, on the chapters, we don't have chapter descriptions because it would definitely give the story away.
Right, that's good. I'm glad they did that.
A bit generic. I mean, we've actually broken the one thing I would say is the roadmap itself is kind of set up slightly different than the one for Star Citizen / the PU because we have two parts to it. One, the more traditional bit, which is the feature part, which is set up a lot more like you've seen on the PU one, where it's laid out per quarter, the various tasks, the engineering tasks, the asset tasks are like.
Okay, you gotta say this. Never have I seen something so transparent in my life when it comes to the creation of this. Like, they don't have to do any of this. This is what I kind of want to get through to people. They don't have to be this transparent at all. Like, they don't have to share any of this with us. They're a private company. They don't have to do it, right? So there is that aspect to it. Like, there is that aspect to it. Some would say that they're so transparent because obviously they need to be transparent. They need the money to do so. The more transparent they are, the more honest they are. Hey, the more money, the more the revenue is going to shoot through the roof. It's just honesty is the best policy, right? Like, that is what they've been doing since the very beginning, is just saying, here's what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Now, what is actually going on versus what is being presented to us might be another story, but the attempt, the actual effort that's being put in to just show us that they're transparent actually might mean something. That's something to think about, right? Like, some people might say, what the fuck kind of statement did you just say, DG? Did you just say that the mere attempt at showing us that they're transparent, whether or not what they're showing us is the truth or not, is good enough? No, and not, because they should actually, if they're going to be transparent, they should give us the entirety of the truth. But sometimes when you're talking about this type of project, you're talking about $200 million, 500 plus employees, 5 different locations. Let's be real here. Like, do you honestly think that these guys are going to be able to be up on like that 110%? Like, this is exactly everything that is happening, blah, 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 blah. That's not real life. That's not the real world. But I would say this, the fact that they're trying, they don't have to, and they are. So there is that.
We're making a character or a spaceship or
like
a prop or something like that. So you can see how those stack up like you do on the.
I do think this is a tipping point.
On top of that, because,
I do think this is a tipping point. That's an interesting thing Jeff had mentioned in the comments as it passed here. That Jeff says, no, they don't have to share this, but I think this is a tipping point in the company's history, and this needs to be given to the backers for confidence reasons. Yes, and I think, like, one of the commenters in the YouTube videos that I had, Jeff, had mentioned, hey, you know what'd be cool is if they actually invited the investors on for an ATV review, or had them in some capacity on the Star Citizen YouTube channel as content. I think that would be really refreshing. I think that's a good move. Like, that's taking it a step above. And I actually said that to the person who commented on the video that I had made today about the $46 million that was invested into SIG, that they sold this 10% piece, is if they actually did have them on, ask them questions, maybe, I don't know, asking too much to do like an AMA of sorts, but like perhaps like to take questions in spectrum for, the new investors, see where they're leaning, see how much it's going to affect. I know just on the financial side, the 10% is not a lot. Like, just when you're talking percentages, they're not going to have a lot of swing. They're not going to have a lot of say. But I do know this, that if they did sell that, which they did, obviously they're reporting it. Chris said that they did. The $46 million of shares they released these shares privately, that they need the money. They do need the money. Like, you're not going to sell portions of your company. You're not going to sell shares unless you absolutely need the money. So they did need the money. I can see a little bit of pressure being put on Sig or Chris right here. And I think it's just because like Jeff said, they're at a very critical point. Like, they're at a very critical point right now. And that critical point is Squadron 42. I can see the focus start to shift. I can see that the primary importance is Squadron 42. I said this earlier in the ATV review. Sorry to repeat myself. I'm doing it for all the people just coming into the channel. But I think it's important that we realize that the focus is going towards Squadron 42. The management of Squadron 42. The designers of Squadron 42. The AI, right? These types of things that they're looking into with Squadron 42. The primary focus is shifting, right? Because they want that payout. They need the Squadron 42 cash. It makes complete sense. They need Squadron 42 to do good so they can get an influx of cash, pay back on their debts that they have currently with a couple banks, and make good with their investors. And that kind of money will propel them forward. I think personally that Chris is expanding a little too fast. I said this when they were at 300 employees. I said this a long time ago when they went like from 290 to 360 in like the matter of a month and a half. And those have been with me long enough and are fans of DaGaimez know that I said this, where I said, whoa, like, we got to be careful about expansion here. I think Chris sometimes gets ahead of himself because he's very ambitious. It's his character, right? It's that fire. It's that passion. I think what you're seeing is that they're expanding beyond their means, and he's hoping that this huge explosion is going to feed. He needs more oxygen. He needs to keep it going. He needs to propel this momentum. And I think that's why you're seeing the investors coming in with this extra cash, because he now knows that he's kind of stretched himself beyond his means, that he has hired a lot. 500 plus employees, and now he needs to kind of feed that fire so that it can keep going on. And I think that's why you're seeing this $46 million come into play here. Let's go. Hey, David, streaming right now, buddy.
Quadrant Point 2 is a narrative story game. It's got these different what we call chapters, and a chapter is really a sort of it can be it's the equivalent of a collection of, say, missions that you would have had back in say Wing Commander.
Want to show them like how sweaty you are?
You can start on a ship.
Show look,
Devin,
Devin.
my hair is so bad.
No. Come over here, Devin, so that people can see like how much you sweat. Look at my son.
I didn't even do my hair.
Look at my son sweating, like ridiculous amounts of sweat.
I was outside
Exercising, getting in shape. So proud of him. So proud of my son. Careful, don't knock my green screen down. Everybody will see my broke basement. Then what are we gonna do? Then people will definitely be donating like crazy, won't you guys? Be like, wow. This basement's crappy. Don't you dare knock down the green screen. Oh my god, it took me forever to put that thing up. All right, we gotta watch this, and I'll be upstairs and I'll make you food in a little bit. But oh, you want a show? Okay, come on, don't be shy. Come on, we're doing an ATV review. It's now or never. It's now or never, son. This is serious business. We're talking Star Citizen right now. No? Okay. All right. There you go. There he is. All right, Def. We got it. We got to Star Citizen now. We got to get back into this. All right.
On fly, you can be given a mission, land on another ship or land on a location, get involved in FPS combat, get back in your ship, go somewhere else, get in a dogfight, then go and land on another area, get involved in FPS combat, get back in your ship, come back to your home ship, land, and then talk and catch up with everyone.
Didn't get it from me, bro.
That's an example of, say, a chapter that would be something
within
you do in the game.
Within the whole.
And some of them are bigger than other ones. Some are pretty epic, some are a little more contained and smaller. And those are tracked on the sort of overview page that we have on the roadmap, where you can go and you can see.
That's right, Devil. You're absolutely right.
Whether it's, we're still in the white box level.
I'm going to cut you off now because, well, you just got.
Wow, Sandy's cutting him off. That's great. What? That's so funny.
Hurry up and finish already, because
okay,
it's like telling me about the chapters, but you can't really tell me.
Well, she's going to say that
because it's like spoiler alert.
It will track
this dynamic is so good.
The level where you are, like where white box playable, gray box, full production, polish, which is when everything's in, but we're just sort of polishing and hardening the level. So you'll be able to track where those are, and a combination of getting to the end.
Okay. Ever since we have noticed this interaction between Chris and Sandy, have you guys noticed that they've been keeping it up? Like they've been keeping this kind of like flirtatious little kind of like back and forth ever since I mentioned it. They never had this before. I mentioned it, boom. I think they watch the games. I'm just saying. I think Chris watches the games.
And there,
Should shout us out, Chris.
And getting the features done is when the game is.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you.
Beta.
Great. So how often are you going to update that so I can, so I don't have to hit F5
Well, we're
for
gonna,
18 months?
we'll update it sort of with the same regularity that we do with the Star Citizen PU1. So we scrape our Jira database, I think, every week, and then it will get updated.
So I know there's some things on the Squadron roadmap.
Devin's
like
on this
swimming,
ATV
for
review. That's
example,
cool.
that people are looking forward to in the PU, but it's actually not
They're on the ATV
roadmap.
review.
So
It's cool.
What's the deal with that?
Okay, so in finalizing everything we need to get done for Squadron, there's a lot of various, say, actor features or ship features that we needed to say, okay, this has got to happen. So things like
He's too busy
vaulting,
working out these days, Devil.
sliding, swimming. They're all things that we say.
He's
this will
outside,
have an
dude.
aspect that you could use some of this in Squadron, so it has to be working. So we had to make sure that most of this stuff was already on the backlog, but we hadn't sort of fully broken it down or scoped it fully that people felt comfortable making it.
He's a great kid, Devil.
Putting a stake in the ground and showing it in the PU roadmap. But we had to do that for Squadron, so now that we've done the work for Squadron, they'll reflect across into the PU roadmap. So a bunch of the features you'll see in the Squadron roadmap will also now reflect across into the PU roadmap because obviously things that you do with your character or things you do with spaceships, a lot of it is consistent across both games. So the work that we did for Squadron really sort of will help give even more detailed definitions to the PU roadmap.
Excellent. So thank you for being grilled.
Yes, I enjoy being grilled.
Yes, I'm sure
I
the
show up
community
every
does.
week just to be grilled.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, in other news, if you haven't already, go check out our newly relaunched corporate website.
Yeah, looking quite slick.
Very cool. Very cool.
cloudimperiumgames.com.
I think that's good that they did that.
We have quite a few job postings there. So like we were
I noticed that. I noticed that's what they did. In fact, when I just researched all this material today and they had the information about the shares, I went over to SIG's site to the letter for the chairman and noticed that they redesigned SIG completely, which is great. I think that's partially due to the fact that they needed to look good for the investors as well. So it's kind of like, we all made out for having a better kind of game publisher website. It almost makes me think like, will this be the only title that SIG has? I mean, I don't think they're going to need another title, right? Between Star Citizen's PU and Star Citizen Squadron 42, and then the 3 episodes that are concurring afterwards, or the 2 after this first one, 3 total. Like, it makes you wonder, like, do you think that they're going to actually put anything else out there? I don't think that they need to. I honestly think that they'll have enough revenue that this is all they're going to end up needing.
As mentioned in the
but one has to think,
Yes.
like, maybe there's other things.
Have the talent and would like to be, helping us bring Squadron 42 to completion and Star Citizen, then yes, please give us a
right,
Jeff?
a shout
A call.
or
that's
email or whatever
that's
it
an
will
English
be.
term, a shout.
But yeah, no, it's we've put the site together to have a better corporate site and a good place for recruiting and letting people know
That's
about
great.
various studios.
Good,
and
they
also
need
be
that.
A place that we can.
They need an
put
AI. They need
various,
AI
corporate
guys. They need AI programmers
And we've grown.
badly.
If you look at our studio pictures, we have grown. So it is an exciting time to work at Cloud Imperium Games. And there's also some other exciting news.
Speaking of corporate news.
Oh my gosh, they're gonna do it. You guys didn't tell me. Thank you so much for not giving me a spoiler. They're going to announce it. They're going to announce this. Are they that transparent that they're actually going to announce it on the ATV? Wait a second.
Yes, speaking of corporate news, there's exciting news. What is the exciting news? Chris, what is the exciting news?
Well, we sent out a letter to all you guys. And it's on our
Wow,
corporate website
good
that
for
we've,
them.
Good
for them. Good for Chris.
Investment that I think is going to really secure our independence. So we've, I think you guys have known, I've said from the beginning of the campaign that all the money that we've been bringing in on crowdfunding is going towards Star Citizen, is going towards Squadron 42, it's going towards
wow.
Yep.
and we've been upholding that side of the bargain, and that is something I feel really strongly about. But of course, as an ongoing business, we have some other needs, like, for instance,
marketing.
Yeah, well, Squadron 42.
Wait, okay, like marketing, and Sandy is in the head of marketing, and so she's like, give me that cash, Chris. Wow, this is interesting. What is the okay? Oof, I need to be quiet. Like, I'm excited that they're being transparent. This transparent on ATV. I'm actually like, look at that for a moment there. Give me a second for this to soak in here. Give me 1 second. See you, Devin. Give me 5, dude. Thanks for being on the ATV review. Devin's like, I don't know what my dad is talking about. But yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, cause like, she is the head of marketing. They're saying that the $46 million is going towards marketing. Welcome, Nia. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for that follow. And, you know, like, maybe this was Sandy inspired. I need time for everything to sink in here, because this is like a mind twist, like a Vulcan mind thing going on here.
We're now sort of on the downhill ramp. We're 18 months away, looking like, from when we have to be ready to release it. And as you tell me all the time, you have to start.
We have to start.
Start doing it. Start the preparation and planning and booking and all the rest of the stuff.
Okay, so that does sound like it is Sandy inspired. This sounds like this is why the ATV review is important, guys. This is why you guys come to the ATV review. We're finding out things here through the like, listen, I worked in sales. I know what these people are like thinking, and I'm telling you right now, the reason that this has all kind of come about is because the money was needed for marketing. Sandy is saying, hey, we need to get the message out there to everybody. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tell Chris, I need this. We need this. We need it for the game to be successful. Yes, Devin. Oh, Devin has, what is this? Oh my goodness. That is such good news, Devin. Devin just got an A on a test. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second here. 1 second. We need a break for the ATV review. We need a break for the ATV review. My son just got an A on a test. Hold on a second. Hold on. What is going on here? There's so much happening right now, guys. I can't focus right now on anything right now. Like, between the news here and between Devin's A, I think I gotta take a break here. It's the first time ever in ATV review history. I'm going to take a break right now. I have to literally take a break. It's never happened before. Okay. All right. Let me take a break. It's never happened before on the ATV review, son. This has never happened to me. I can't. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'm okay. Good job, Devin. Another one. Good job. I'll be up to cook dinner in a moment, and we're going to hang this on the refrigerator. We're going to hang it on the refrigerator like all good fathers do when they're proud of their children. It is a monument, a testament to my genetics, to the procreation of my... What is happening is basically what should always happen. My genetics pass through, and because he has the DNA of his father in him, he shows himself to be a true champion. A true champion. An A student.
Stuff for the marketing long before.
Yes, I have actually had this plan for a very long time, and it has shifted and shifted and shifted. And finally, I feel like we might have an actual plan that I can execute.
There you go. And then the other aspect is, being able to do that properly, being able to fund it without having to go to someone. There's a lot of other people in the crowdfunding world anyway that have raised the money, made the game, and then partnered with someone like a publisher to release the game in a wider format. But we don't want to do that. We've always, I value the independence. We've been able to have the independence because of all you guys. We really appreciate
love you, Dev. I'll be up in a little bit.
So for us, it was really important to be able to control our own destiny, and this is really going to enable us to do that, and also have all the money that comes in on the sort of game front, the crowdfunding, goes to the development. Without having, I never wanted to take any of that money and spend it on ads that we would buy in places. So this for me is the best of both worlds. It gets sort of great independence. We have security.
Okay, so this was Sandy inspired. Now that we know this was Sandy inspired, it has come out that this is Sandy inspired. Do we trust that? Are we okay with that? I love Sandy. You know, I do. I think she's a great woman. But this is a Sandy inspired move. They need the money to focus. She is right. If the money gets appropriated the way that it should, properly, and this money actually is put towards marketing the way that it should to get the word out, there, then I'm fine with it. This is a pivotal point right now, guys. This is a very, very pivotal point. Marketing could be a little bit too soon. Nia's right. It could be a too soon moment. This is what I'm saying, Nia. This is a very, very pivotal point right now. I think people need to understand why I put the video out on YouTube and why it's very relevant right now. This needs to be discussed. Like, I'm all for the game. I love Star Citizen. I want it to become a reality. But this is a very pivotal decision. This is like when you were playing Wing Commander, right? And you made that particular decision that could either make or break you kind of decision. This is a very, very pivotal point. You know, like people are like, oh, you're playing this up, DG. You're playing this up for the views or the clicks or the fuck that. This is a very pivotal point right now. This is a very, 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 I can't stress that enough. They might be going too soon. They might, like Nia said, they might be going too soon. Who knows? Time will tell. I will track this. I'm going to continue to track this. But I will say this. I think Sandy's intentions are genuine. I think Sandy feels like sometimes when she's talking to Chris, she's butting her head up against the wall. So for her, this is kind of a win scenario for her. I just am hoping that the money is appropriated correctly. That's my worry. My biggest worry right now, like what I'm thinking, like people are watching me. They're like, what is DG thinking? What is DG thinking? What I'm thinking right now is two things. One, like Nia, like this might be too soon. I'm a little concerned. I saw the financials. The fact that they're transparent, it gives me hope. The gameplay makes me feel good. The stability of like the actual game makes me feel good. The real life things that are happening right now, we're at a very pivotal moment and only time's going to tell. So I will continue to be as neutral as I can, but I'm going to give you guys my opinion. I mean, what's the point of watching somebody that doesn't give you an opinion? That's kind of like watching paint dry. It's boring. Like, I'm going to tell you what I feel as I'm feeling it. And whether you guys like it or not, you know, it's why I'm here for, like, for you guys. Like, I'm here to voice up, to let you guys know how I'm feeling. Like, there's obviously like an entertainment value, but there's also like a real, I'm going through these reactions, right? I'm like, so I want to put my opinions out there. There's a lot of people that don't do that. There's a lot of people that are out there that don't put their own opinions out there. I don't know why people watch those people. Like, I really don't. But I will be as neutral as possible. But I will give opinions. I will give you my personal feelings as we go through them. Why not?
War chest, we can do
makes sense
various things
to me.
As well as build the best damn space sim out there.
Sandy's a huge influence.
Yes.
I hope it's not for them Gucci bags, bro.
A lot of news, a lot to download. Go check out the roadmap, the website, read your letter.
We even have some financials.
Yes.
That's another big thing, but we're not going to put it in this show. You guys can go there.
Why did they have to put the financials in? Because DaGaimez broke the news early and told everybody what was going on when nobody knew. Boom! No, I don't know. But let me feel good about that for a second. Let me feel good about that.
Check that out.
Lots of information today.
Yes, lots of info. Thanks, as always, to the subscribers for sponsoring this show and all of our shows. Another example of an amazing community, that would be you, that makes my job as marketing a very creative one, let's put it that way, but power to...
Yeah, I'm never going to be a white knight, and I'm never going to be a scammerino, dude.
Absolutely, and I second that. And obviously a huge thanks to each and every one of you guys out there that have backed and supported the game. We've never been more excited about our projects.
Wait, like he's nervous. Chris is genuinely nervous about this news because he knows that it's a big deal. Like, look at the face. You see, this is why I do these ATV reviews for you guys, so you guys can have a better understanding of what's going on. Like, you guys see the play-by-play on this, right? You guys are looking at facial reactions, right? You guys are picking this up. Like, this is a very big deal. This is why I like to do these for you guys. These ATV reviews, I think, are very important. Sometimes they're trivial. Sometimes we just go through these things, we just drink, have a good time, whatever. But like, this one's a very important ATV review. This could be the most important ATV review that we have ever done, really.
And we owe all of that to you.
Yes, we do. And until next time, we will see you around the verse.
Woo! Guys, this is a long one. This is a long ATV review. This was a very long ATV review. Thank you, everybody who showed up today. It was great to have you guys here with me. Thank you, guys. And I appreciate all the support that you guys give to me. Like when like with my patrons, by the way, I'm going to do a patron giveaway just so you guys know. We'll be having a $25 Merry Christmas patron Steam card giveaway there because we're getting a little bit more support on our Patreon page. I got a lot to say about Patreon too, by the way. And I might save a video for that. But anyhow, this was a big one, guys. This was a big one. This is why I do these reviews. You like stopping the video on weird Chris faces, don't you? Yes, but like I like stopping the videos at important moments that you guys can see what is going on in their heads, Mosquito. Like it's one thing to just kind of watch the video, but it's another thing to watch the video on an ATV review. And you guys have been watching it. Thanks very much here for watching it on DaGaimez. See you on the next vid. Oh, that was so smooth. That was such a smooth transition. So good at this. That was professional.